Dear students, today we are starting a new poem, Sea Fever, by John Masefield. Open your books at page 48, lesson 6. First of all, we should have an idea about the poet himself. Look at your textbook. You will find that there is a short introduction about the poet. John Edward Masefield was born in 1878 and passed away in 1967, was an English poet, writer, and poet laureate of the United Kingdom from 1930 till his death. So John Masefield was the poet laureate. He was a poet and a poet laureate of the United Kingdom. Poet laureate means a poet who is honored by the king in his court, Rajkubi. He was the poet laureate from 1930 to 1967. That means for 37 years he was the poet laureate. He is also remembered as the author of the children's novels The Midnight Folk and The Box of Delights. He also wrote novels for children. That means he was a juvenile literature. তিনি শিশু সাহিত্যিকও ছিলেন. He wrote novels for children, The Midnight Folk and The Box of Delights. In this poem, Sea Fever, the poet tells us about the excitement he feels about the anticipation of a sea voyage. First of all, we have to understand what is meant by the word fever. Fever literally means a rise in body temperature, জ্বর. But fever has another meaning. Fever also means a terrible excitement, উত্তেজনা, a craze for something, কোনো কিছুর জন্য উন্মাদনা. So fever here means excitement, craze. For what? It is an excitement of sea voyage. The poet anticipates. That means the poet is thinking about a voyage along the sea. He is thinking about a sea voyage. And the sea voyage, the anticipation of the sea voyage fills him with excitement. That means man is full of wanderlust. What is meant by the term wanderlust? Wanderlust means a great desire to travel. Bhramon trishna. Wander means to roam about. Bhramon kora. Lust means a strong desire. The poet speaks about his wanderlust. Man has a great desire to see the unseen and know the unknown. It is the eternal desire of man. And in this poem, the poet speaks about man's eternal desire for travel. Let us find out what the poet says in this poem. I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky. In the very first line, the poet tells us about his strong desire to embark on a sea voyage. সমুদ্র যাত্রা করার তীব্র ইচ্ছার কথা তিনি বলেছেন. He says that he must go down to the seas because the sea voyage fills the poet with excitement. He has a great craze for sea voyage. The lonely sea and the sky. Lonely means without any companion. Nishshango. The sea is lonely, the sky is lonely. Why? Because they are elements of nature, and the elements of nature are lonely because they have no companion. The sea has no companion, the sky has no companion. That is why the sea and the sky are lonely. And all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. The poet wants two things. What are the things wanted by the poet? The poet wants a tall ship. Here tall means a big. He wants a big ship and he wants a star because if there is no ship, there cannot be any sea voyage. To embark on a sea voyage, a ship is a must. That is why the poet asks for a ship. But he also asks for a star. Why does the poet ask for a star? The star will steer the ship. To steer means to take in the right direction. সঠিক দিকে নিয়ে যাওয়া. The star will help the ship to chart its course. পথ খুঁজে নিতে সাহায্য করবে. It will help the ship to go along the right path. It is not an ordinary star. Actually, the poet is speaking about the pole star. What is a pole star? The pole star is the star which has a fixed position in the sky. বাংলায় বলে ধ্রুব নক্ষত্র. ধ্রুব নক্ষত্রের একটা নির্দিষ্ট অবস্থান আছে. By looking at the pole star, the sailors can chart their course. এর দিকে তাকালে নাবিকেরা তাদের সঠিক পথটা খুঁজে পায়. So the poet, what does the poet want? The poet wants a tall ship to embark on a sea voyage. He also wants the pole star to take the ship in the right direction. And the wheels kick and the wind song and the white sails shaking. These are the things that the poet will experience during the sea voyage. The wheels kick. Wheel means steering wheel. The ship has a steering wheel. The captain of the ship steers the ship with the help of a steering wheel. But what is the kick of the wheel? When the ship passes through the sea, when it faces big waves, sometimes the steering wheel will jut towards the captain. সেটা ক্যাপ্টেনের দিকে সরে আসবে. This is called the wheel's kick. And the wind song. A strong wind blows over the sea. And when the strong wind blows, it produces a loud sound. This loud sound is compared to a song. The strong sound produced by the wind is compared to a song by the poet. This is called the song of the wind. The poet wants to listen to the song of the wind. And the white sail is shaking. Sail. What is a sail? This is not an engine-driven ship. This ship sails on sail. Sail means coarse cloth, মোটা কাপড়, that is hung over the deck of the ship. The wind hits against the sail, বাতাস এসে তাদের ধাক্কা মারে, and the ship moves on. In Bengali it is called pal. And when the wind hits against the sail, it will shake, it will tremble, কেঁপে উঠবে. This is called the sails shaking. The poet will experience these things during the sea voyage. The kick of the wheel, the song of the wind, the shaking of the white sail, and a grey mist on the sea's face. Mist. Mist means fog. Early in the morning, there is a fog on the surface of the sea. This is called mist. What is the color of the mist? The color of the mist is grey, ধূসর. Early in the morning, the entire face of the sea is covered with a grey fog and a grey dawn breaking. Dawn means early in the morning. Early in the morning, everything looks greyish because the color of the fog is grey. Grey envelops, grey covers the entire area. The grey fog covers the entire area. ধূসর কুয়াশা ঢেকে রাখে চরাচর. As a result, the color of the dawn is also grey. So the poet in the first stanza tells us about his expectations from a sea voyage. He gives a description of the seascape. The poet wants to embark on a sea voyage. He wants to visit the sea and the sky, who are companionless. The poet wants two things to embark on a voyage. He wants a tall ship. He wants the pole star to guide the ship. He will also experience the kick of the wheel, the song of the wind, and the shaking of the white sail. Early in the morning, the entire environment is covered with a grayish fog, so the color of the dawn is also grey. We have discussed the first stanza. Follow this video. I will send you the word notes and questions later. Thank you.